Hey everyone, welcome to episode 225 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh. Today we have a really great house that is in Lake Highland. It came on the market really quick, and we knew when we saw it we had to bring it to you and let you take a look.
And in our second segment today, we're going to talk about the value teachers bring to residential real estate. It's National Teachers Appreciation Week, and we thought this was a great topic.
It is a great topic. We've got lots of teachers that are that we've worked with currently and that we've worked with in the past. And actually, my mom was a school teacher for 30-something years, I think.
Wow.
She helped found one of the private schools there in Weatherford.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Seems like only yesterday.
Just yesterday.
I know. So how was your weekend, my friend?
It was good. I'm sorry I didn't get the pictures to Zach, but wasn't this weekend the pickleball?
What? No.
Yeah, this weekend was pickleball.
I didn't play pickleball this weekend.
No, I did.
Oh, you?
That's
I
what
didn't
I'm
play
saying.
pickleball.
Yeah, this weekend was the weekend that I went and played pickleball at Chicken and Pickle. We
Oh.
went for Arabella and Jimmy's birthday. Arabella is the daughter of Corey and Jimmy, two of my really good friends. And we had our friends group that got together and we played pickleball for 3 hours. Didn't always play like straight through 3 hours. We kind of bounced back and forth between people. So.
You pickled back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
You're amazing. Yeah, you don't even have to cut the camera too for me, Zach, because I had strep throat this weekend, so I did absolutely nothing. I cannot tell you.
Excuse me.
You
Sorry.
got strep throat coming on? I have to tell you, I can't remember the last time I had strep throat. I think it was a freshman year in college.
Wow.
And I always joke and think, if there's nobody in my sphere that hasn't had the virus or whatever, the cough, I always trace it back to the gym and say it's somebody at the gym. So I think that's where it came from. It came out of nowhere. Kind of was rough.
Yeah, I was really afraid because we'd been in the car looking at houses for a couple of days, and so I immediately texted my doctor. And he's like, "Calm down."
It's not that bad. Well, I mean, it's not. I would say this much: being sick is not fun, but being sick when it's hot outside is the worst. I don't know why. In my head, it's just the wrong time to have like a cold or a cough.
Totally agree.
I don't know. Unless it's allergies.
You don't want to drink hot liquids. You don't want to be under a blanket. It's just,
to
me, it's stuff like that. So.
Nope. And the other thing too is like I was brain dead, and I don't typically get super brain dead, but like I had no good thoughts. So don't get strep throat. It's out there.
Not worth it.
So
this week, let's talk about Market Watch.
Let's do it.
So this is Dallas County numbers happening over the last 7 days. And we bring this to you every week to give you a snapshot of what's going on in the Dallas real estate market. So coming soons are up 14%. Coming soon is a status in MLS that agents can choose to use if they want when they're bringing property onto the market. There were 81 of those coming soons last week compared to the week before where there were 71. New active listings were down about 6%. That's down 438 compared to 466 the week before. And the number of contracts that went into the option period was down 7% to 379. And that is usually the first status that shows that people are under contract on a piece of property.
And as a contract continues to progress down the path towards closing, the next status that people put it into is called pending. And that was actually up 9% to 189 versus 173 the week before. And closings were also up 8% over last week. 342 just happened in the last 7 days versus 317. We saw a small decrease in interest rates. And I think that the 6.435 to 6.445, that is where we're going to be hovering for the very near future. And this is for 30-year conforming, and that was also the numbers that we pulled from optimalblue.com. They have all sorts of information on there, FHA, conforming, 30-year, jumbos, all of it. Take a look.
Yeah, and they don't offer mortgages. They just aggregate data about mortgage companies around the country and what they offer in their rates.
And I always have to say this because I feel like we have so many people that are watching that are not actually from Dallas. But if you're moving to the area and aren't sure like where you want to go, one of the great things that we can do is we can put this information and expand on that in whatever area you're interested in. So just let us know. We can set up portals. The information is really accurate. And the great thing is it is coming from MLS and it's actual data that is pertinent.
Real-time data.
Real-time
dynamic.
Data. Dynamic. Speaking of dynamic, let's talk about 9504 Buxhill Drive. How'd you like how I did that?
That was great.
Woo, I did really well on that one. So this is a great house. We turned on Buxhill and Buxhill Drive. there are a lot of houses that are beginning to take shape like this. It was a really interesting turn on that street.
This is probably one of the safest neighborhoods in the world because you're about a block and a half from the Dallas Police Department substation for Northeast Dallas.
You're getting ahead. That is my link number 3, Jeff. God! That is why I put that in there.
That is not what it says there.
No, you got to turn the page over. It's in there. You can read it.
Anyway.
All right. So anyway, this is a great neighborhood. It's right there off of Adelia. Easy getting across town. Northwest Highway is going to be your best friend, but great. Head north and you can jump on 635 as well.
And that will be a really, really quick 20-25 minute trip all the way to DFW. Once you hit 75 on the 635, God, that's a bunch of numbers.
That is a lot.
You can jump onto an express lane and be at the airport very, very quickly. If you need to go to Love Field, only hop and a skip down 75 from that.
So one of the things that's really beginning to take shape, and it's been happening since, it's been here for tens of years, and it's 10 of years, something like that. It's actually Flagpole Hill, and Flagpole Hill in 2018 really began having a change with what they called All Abilities Park and playground that they put in. But as we drove by the other day when we previewed this house, I thought I need to go back and check and see what's happening. And so there was actually an article that was written, and they interviewed the actual, hold on real quick, he is the president of Dallas Parks and Rec, and they are actually going to put another 1.1 million in right now to create an entire loop that goes all the way around and connects a couple other of the trails that go to White Rock Lake.
It's really going to be another great destination park if you want to go out and spend the day or picnic or ride a bike over there. This DFW trail loop is almost about to be connected, and we're going to have several hundred miles of trail where you can ride, you probably ride 100 miles and turn around and come back if you really wanted to.
And one of the great things that they're also looking at doing is, this is not the last phase, but they'll also take and add lights, hopefully, that will actually be solar powered. So they're really incorporating, and it's just because we have so many people moving, especially into this side of town. It's great. We saw how important Katy Trail was, and then with Clyde Warren Park, and then the Matchbox Parks that are in downtown Dallas, we saw how much those actually drew people to visit them. And so this is just another one of those jewels that Dallas is investing in.
And one of the other great locations in the neighborhood is called Lake Hill Village, or Lake Ridge Village, excuse me. And Lake Ridge Village is right at the corner of Walnut Hill and Adelia. Really a great little shopping center. I have been to Vector Brewing over there, which is a really wonderful place to go. If you're into breweries, they've got great food. We had such great service there because we had about probably 15 people in our group, and we had gotten there early on. I think we'd gotten there for brunch on a Sunday, and we were sitting outside, and we'd spent an hour and a half sitting there. And the manager comes out and he said, "Hi, I'm really sorry to tell you, but we're closing. Our patio is going to be closed for a private event this afternoon. But if we need to arrange tables over here for you, we'll be happy to do that. If you want to come inside, we're happy." He really did handle that. What could be an ugly thing to have to do, he handled it perfectly.
Go Vector Brewing. How many times do we not hear that? Yeah. The exact opposite. So there's other elements that are over there. 2 art salons. 2 nail salons, CrossFit, Pilates. So great little neighborhood shopping center. Also, as Jeff mentioned earlier, crime is really low in this area, and that substation that's just around the corner is really probably a huge factor that helps contribute this. So as you see here, we really have almost, and the filter has almost all of the elements that could be considered crime checked. And as you see, the blue dot is where the house is located. Not a lot happening in the last year. So fantastic. Great neighborhood.
So let's jump into the property.
Let's do it. This is in Lake Highlands, and it is a storybook house. There are really great trees. You can't see the really big tree that's up here closer to the curb. Really nice, large tree, and then this porch. I love the porch.
Beautiful side porch there. Definitely a front porch neighborhood. The driveway goes down the side to a garage in the rear. Wonderfully sculpted lot. And then as you walk in the front door, you've got this really cool music room right off of the left as you enter.
They did a smart thing with this. They actually placed, I feel like they placed the piano, took measurements, and then built all the shelves around it. And then who doesn't love a window seat? They've got this great window seat here. The color's really rich, but then as I say, colors, you come into this really warm living room. This dining room is situated perfectly. This is the dining room space, and I like the fact that they have denoted this, but yet haven't like dedicated an entire room to it.
And you can see there's 6 seats around the table, 6 seats at the bar. That table could easily accommodate 2 more. I love that bar seating though. That is such such a I'll get used place in the house.
And this is the living room, and as you can see how the proximity is both to the kitchen and the dining room. That fireplace, I really love the fireplace because I felt like it was either a cement or stucco. And then it has little benches there on either side. They use them for firewood, which I thought was a great use.
And this is if you take a few steps back over into the kitchen, you're looking out and you've got such a wide open view because as you look down, as you turn a bit to the right, you see we've got a double oven, all stainless steel appliances. You have a 6-burner gas range plus griddle, a commercial grade exhaust fan. And then I love how they did the beams on this. It really defined the kitchen without really putting up walls to have to define it.
I also like the fact that they did floating shelves, but they didn't do an entire wall of floating shelves because these are more decorative, but they worked out great. And this is almost like having a second office downstairs. This one is so organized, and I felt like this is the theme of the house. Organization. This looks like it came out of Container Store. This.
And this is the pantry, which just blew me away. They really did a great job. This backs up to that wall in the kitchen that has all the appliances on it.
And so this is downstairs. This is the primary bedroom. Looks over the backyard. Again, really high ceilings and a great master bathroom. I love it when the actual faucets come out of the wall. The ceiling or the actual mirror heights was really great. And this is a really interesting tub inside of the wet area.
There's a lot of people that are doing that now, and I kind of enjoy it. It's something that I think started, I don't know, 25 years ago, and it's kind of found its resurgence.
It is excellent the way that they've laid this out. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to jog upstairs, and this is the second living room, and it is upstairs. And as you can see, books are a theme within this house. They have another set of built-in with books. And then this is now transitioning into one of the bedrooms that has an entire 4 bunk beds, as you see here.
It was so cool. The current owners have each of these bedrooms set up, and you could tell that there's the personality of everyone in each of those. This is one of the other guest rooms that's upstairs. There's 3 total on the second floor, and this is the third one. The second one and third one that I just talked about both share that Jack and Jill bath.
And then when we come outside off of the family room, you've got this really great covered patio in the back. Things that we aren't going to be able to take a look at, you actually have a chicken coop here. And I think we had 8 or 9 chickens there. And then there's also a putting green there. And it's tough to tell right now, but that is actually turf grass.
Yes. So 9504 Buxhill Drive is a 4-bedroom, 4 full bath, 1 half bath, 2-car garage built in 2014, a little over 3,600 square feet, priced at $1,799,999, which is $490 a square foot.
Yep, that is an amazing house, and we want to say thank you so much to Warren Sibley for letting us feature your home. If this is a house that you'd like to see, if there's a link in the comments, go through the pictures that we didn't use because there are some there. Take a look at it on the map. If you'd like to see it, let us know, and we'd be happy to make that happen.
And with that, we'll be right back. Did you know there are a lot of ways you can keep up with us? For starters, every Wednesday at noon, we host Sold with Updike Pugh, live from our Facebook and YouTube channels. Our show is dedicated to featuring some of the best homes in the Dallas market and about sharing timely information about market trends. But don't worry if you missed the show, because you can always listen to them on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Spotify.
Still want more? Follow us on Instagram, where you get a first-hand look at what it's like to be a realtor. It's not always previewing homes for clients or getting them ready to go live in MLS. Lastly, visit our website and you'll be able to create a custom home search tailored specifically to your wants and needs that's timely and accurate. Whether it's square foot, location, or the neighborhood, we have you covered.
If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, we can help with that too. Just visit homeprice.fyi, enter a few pieces of information like your home address, and we'll email you a price. When you're ready to talk real estate, you can reach us online, by phone, or by text at 214-377-2223.
And remember, we want to be realtors for life.
Hi everybody, welcome to the second segment. Episode 225 is Sold with Updike Pugh. I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh, and in accordance with Teacher Appreciation Week, we thought we would talk about how teachers can impact residential real estate. And it's quite interesting the way we kind of come up with this concept.
Mm-hmm. So I wanted to kind of quantify how teachers actually impact the values in neighborhoods, which I think nobody really thinks about that. But one of the things is just they create a quality within the school.
I would agree with that.
That in turn drives people. People love having great neighborhood schools that they can send their kid to, and it makes those neighborhoods more valuable because it makes them in more demand.
Yep.
And people want that.
It is usually the number one driver when we put people in the car. Mm-hmm. Is school districts. And so it is one of the things that makes the neighborhood that much more alluring. And when that happens, what we see home prices go up. And so it is a huge boost.
And it's interesting to me that, it's not just people with children that ask about that, because everyone knows that good schools and good neighborhoods are going to be a better investment or a good long-term investment for them.
The other thing that we see is a lot of community involvement. Mm-hmm. And looking back, I can even think about growing up, there were two teachers that lived on our street, and I felt like those two teachers knew everybody in that community. And it was just, and again, it was 20 years ago, but still, it was longer than that. It was much longer than that. But it was just one of those things that it made the neighborhood that much better.
It really does. And one of the other things that teachers do within neighborhoods that affect the value is they create safety. By being with their involvement in the school, by their involvement with other children, with neighborhood associations, it just creates a more safe environment for people, which again drives people to want to buy those homes in those neighborhoods more.
So basically what we're saying is that teachers within the neighborhood create the glue that causes a nice community cohesion, mm-hmm. and that cohesion helps lift everything up together and provide a safe place for everyone to be there together.
And we can't really walk away from just talking about how teachers affect neighborhood without talking about one of the big challenges we have now, which is affordability.
Yeah.
And the average teacher salary in Texas is only $60,000, yeah. And that is, you get boosts based upon your years of experience. So, mm-hmm. There are other ways that they also make money, but at the end of the day, it averages about $60,000, and we know, that's going to qualify somebody with no other debt for about $120,000 house.
Yep.
Where are you going to get that?
It is difficult, but there are some grants and some different products within the loan programs that are available. And we've got a link here for you to take a look at. This is actually, you can see it in the comments as well, but this will actually help you figure out if you qualify for this. And these are ways that you can get down payment assistance, mm-hmm. That is both forgiven, some of them are not, lower interest rates. So these are things that are in place to help you as teachers get into homes better.
And this organization is called the Texas State Affordable Housing Corporation. Their programs they call it their hero programs. And so it not only works for teachers, it works for firefighters, it works for policemen, it works for, there are veterans programs built into this. And it's just a really good organization that you can have some benefit from, because the down payment assistance that you were talking about, mm-hmm. and the closing cost assistance, that depending on what program you qualify for, can be forgivable. Yeah. So if you've gotten a 5% down payment from somebody and you're buying let's say that they're buying a $400,000 home, that's just somebody writing a check for $8,000.
And that is real money, which is a big deal. There's also a House bill that's about to try to get passed, isn't there?
1548, and this was authored by Representative James Tallarico, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sorry if I'm not, but it is co-sponsored by my state legislature, Rafael Anchia, And this is in the Public School Committee right now. Hopefully it will be passed out. I believe that bills have to be passed out of committee by the end of this week if they're going to make it onto the next stage. But this bill, if passed, would provide a $15,000 increase for teachers, school librarians, counselors, and school nurses. They would all receive a $15,000 a year increase in salary, not bonus,
Right.
increase in salary, which is, I think, is incredibly important. And then other school employees, your custodians, your lunch ladies, those would all receive a 25% increase in their salary.
That's amazing.
Really great.
Yep.
So I hope you found this helpful. If there's any information you want about these programs, please reach out to us. We'd be happy to make that happen. If there's any other information you'd like for us to share with you, we'll be happy to do that.
And just remember, we want to be realtors for life.
When you're ready to talk real estate, you can reach us online, by phone, or by text at 214-377-2223.
And remember, we want to be realtors for life.